Welcome back, guys, to issue 31 of Comic Corner.
That's right.
And to everybody that's viewing, all the new viewers, thank you for coming.
Thanks.
This is Grimworks Comic Review. We like comics, we're comic readers.
Yep.
And so we try to pick up weekly comics and review them for you guys, tell you what's good, what's not. We try to say on the trade back. And then my friend here, Roman, tries giving you the list for tomorrow's comics. Apart from that, from here and there, we bring you some news in the comic world. Because it's not even books anymore. It's like... it's a whole world now.
Yeah, it encompasses a whole bunch of different medias.
Yeah. So if you guys are joining us from the Facebook groups or any kind of social media, again, thank you for joining us. Yep. We're going to get to we got a couple little newses.
Yep.
I know for the last couple of issues, we have been covering Bendis is ending Marvel and going to DC. And it turns out that he has decided on a book. What book is that, Roman?
Well, it's from CBR and Bendis. This is a report. Bendis will make his DC debut in Action Comics 1000. So apparently, Action Comics 1000 is going to be in April. He's going to have a backup story because the main story for that book is going to be handled by the current writers for Action and Superman, which is Peter Tomasi and Dan Jurgens. So it looks like Bendis is going to have a backup story in there with Jim Lee on art. So that's
that's a power.
Those are two big titans, and he's going to have a backup story. And also, April 18th is the 80th year to the day that Action Comics #1.
Oh, they lined that up that nicely, didn't they? I know. Was it two episodes behind? Where like, they had to do something big for number 1000.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And this is pretty busy, pretty big. So, all right, and I mean, like I said, we're talking about that comics is a universe thing. Turns out that Netflix is gonna start filming one of our fave series that happened. Yeah. Out of like left field. These came out. What is that, Roman?
Well, it is the Umbrella Academy. Basically, Umbrella Academy, if you don't know, is a comic book series from I think 2007, 8, 6, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it was right after the Black Parade, right?
I think it was a little before.
Before the Black Parade?
I want to say it was maybe like 2005, 2006. Well, either way, it's Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance and Gabriel Ba, who's a really good artist, did a Dark Horse comic series called The Umbrella Academy. It's based on a kind of family of superheroes, and there's kind of a mystery that involves all of them. They're not technically a real family. They are all adopted because they all have some kind of superpower. But it looks like Netflix did pick it up. I don't exactly know when, but it looks like on Monday, Gabriel Ba went to his Twitter, and he actually tweeted out, let's see the quote. It says, "Lights, camera, action. This has officially begun," and it's him holding one of the little snap.
Oh, okay.
Snap things. I don't exactly know what they're called, but yeah, it's him and Gerard Way holding that. And it looks actually pretty cool. The background behind him is like a really cool hallway. So let's see what that is.
The comic's pretty dark, so I hope they get those tones right. I mean, Gerard's in it, doing his magic. That'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's going to be 10 episodes, so look forward to that coming to Netflix possibly next year.
Netflix is picking up all the good stuff.
Yeah, I'm liking this. They already picked up, I think, Riverdale. Oh no, Sabrina Teenage Witch.
Oh, that's right. They're bringing it back.
They're bringing it back, but it's going to be a darker tone, like from the Afterlife with Archie stuff.
I read I don't know if it's one of those true, like it's set in stone things, but Selena Gomez was supposed to be Sabrina.
Really?
Or something like that. But the stuff that the traumatic events that happen in real life, those just affect real life. It actually comes down and bleeds into the pages. Yep. Which is this weird. I mean, I don't really think as like traumatic events affect the hero, but the way they've been writing heroes lately, it's a lot more in depth, and something's happening. Yeah,
this is from IGN, and it's titled. I'm going to read the actual article because I think it's really interesting. I think it's something that you should check out as well. But DC heroes with PTSD will receive aid in Sanctuary. So apparently, it says. Superheroes fight incredible battles to save the day, but what's not always explored is how they cope with the trauma afterwards. DC Comics writer Tom King, who's been writing Batman and Mr. Miracle, is looking to change that with Sanctuary, a new place in the DC universe where heroes can go to deal with post-traumatic stress disorder and other related issues, a place to heal wounds that aren't physical. And he has a quote that he was saying. It says, "Every DC comic is full of violence. It's fun and exciting. I love reading about that. But we do talk about the consequence. But do we talk about the consequences of that? Both on the characters and the writers, and they, in DC Comics, asked me to think about that and do something with it. And we've created something that's called Sanctuary. We created something where it's sort of like a crisis center for superheroes, and it's going to be DC-wide. All the superheroes, and it's going to be a place where the superheroes who are living violent lives every single day. Batman gets in a fight every single night, 5 times a night," King said during a panel at DC in DC. And so we're creating this space where superheroes can go that sort of mimic the good work people are doing for veterans around the world, where they can have a space where they can actually admit that this violence has had consequences for them and has affected them mentally, so that your greatest heroes who are inspiring our children can say proudly, "Yes, I've had some mental difficulties, and yes, working with people that helped me through them, and we don't hide behind that." It continues. Another person close to the project elaborates that Sanctuary is built with advanced Kryptonian technology, Amazonian knowledge, and Wayne money, so the heroes receive the best of care. So basically, the Trinity is helping out other heroes. And it says King, and this is where it's really interesting. It's part of the wrap up, but it's really cool. King, a former CIA officer, so he was part of the actual CIA, who's writing comics now, who spent 7 years as part of a counterterrorism unit. His comic with Mitch Gerards, the sheriff of Babylon, is a semi-autobiographical account of experiences during that time. King's Mr. Miracle comic, also with Gerards, explores PTSD as Scott-Free tries to cope with having spent his childhood in the hellish pits of apocalypse. Expect to see Sanctuary start appearing in DC Comics later this year.
Okay, so it's a pretty cool place for everybody. Yeah, you never think about the aftermath of all these big events. I mean, some of them bleed through to the comics. They're like, "Oh man, this happened," but not really in depth. So it sounds like this is gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, we have, like, in comics, it's always known, like, there's the big like prisons, like there's Ironhide prisons, there's Belle Reve Hospital, all these kind of things.
And then you see how the bad guys and the villains break down. And
exactly,
like that, so.
But you never see like a good version of that, because basically those are kind of just shithole prisons that way they put superheroes in.
You think it's gonna be a difference though? You think it's something the world needs to see?
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, I don't know if I mean, it's never come up here, but in our other programs like City Podcast. You know, I've talked a little bit about like dealing with depression, kind of things like that. So like, it's nice to see that, like, even mirrored in something that maybe I use as a coping mechanism with this kind of thing, shows that other people that I may look up to, like the writers and artists of this, like, still deal with this too. So it's nice to know that, you know, they're putting a little thought into that, and they're bringing it into comic books where maybe it'll help out some people that don't want to admit that kind of stuff.
Man, at least they help out one person. That's awesome. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That's going to be all the things for the news. What we're going to do now is we're going to get into some honorable mentions, or just really good reads. We're not going to get into detail into them. They're just like, all right, you guys should kind of read them. Or they're really, really bad. They're like, don't even waste your money.
Yeah.
And on the first one is
She-Hulk 161. I just kind of expected more out of it. That's my only thing.
Oh, I like it. It was a good read. I hate the hype that they had it with it for the ending, but it was good. It was good. Up next is
Flash number 38. This was another good one for me. It just kind of summed up everything that's leading up towards. They're kind of tying up loose ends, going into Flash War, which we've heard about is going to start. I think it's a really good read.
I think it's alright if you're a Flash fan. This reads Flash fans.
Yeah.
So if you guys are into this character, you're gonna love this comic. Next is
Action Comics $9.95. It shows Booster Gold isn't such a terrible kind of guy.
Not the arrogant dude he lets out to be. And stuff like that.
There's some stuff that makes him to be a hero in his own right.
Yeah, if you guys ever want to know the true origins of Booster Gold, it's a really good read. Not much of Superman in there, but really good.
Yeah. And next up, Punisher 220. I haven't liked this series, to be honest with you, so it's all him.
I like it. It's him with a War Machine body armor, and it turns out that he can push the limits of it. Again, Punisher, action, awesome.
Yeah. And the next up is just really cute, and actually has cute in the title. Gal, the Cute and Terrible #1.
It is. It's just one of those turn off your brain and read, and if you guys like kaijus and stuff like that, you're gonna love this. Godzilla fans, stuff you could actually read with your kids. Really good. Plus cutesy.
Not a big fan of Arctic Press as a publisher, but this is just a cute one. So
isn't this local?
Yes, and
right?
I'm still not a big fan.
Oh no, I mean I like for the trade back we're gonna try to sell you and the stuff I said in the past. I like the cutesy stuff that it has some dark undertones. I liked it.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, but that's gonna be for our honorable mentions. They were just really good reads. You guys should pick them up if you want. What we can do now is gonna bring you a couple comics that we go in depth to that we thought they were just better than good reads. Something we could actually have a conversation about.
Yep.
And the first one is
Venom 160, written by Mike Costa and drawn by Geraldo Sandoval.
So last Venom comic, I was like, oh, they're losing me.
Yeah.
Please don't lose me. They brought me back in. They just they threw a little spider web at me and they pulled me back in because it's full of action, and now you have two teams against each other.
Yeah. And
the beginning is cool because we left off where the Spider-Man got turned. They're like, oh, what's gonna happen? And I was like, oh, a little twist. That's pretty good.
I like the little preparation. There's a scene where they're coating Black Cat's nails in anti-venom, like the serum, and they're like hardening it. It just looks really cool, to be honest with you. It's just
the art has been fantastic.
Oh yeah, the art is good.
The thing is, it shows you both ways because we talked about where Flash has a mentality of being a trained soldier and that thing.
Yeah.
And then Eddie Brock is like, dude, this symbiote, this thing it's a beast.
Yeah.
There is no time for for smart thinking and stuff like that. And we forget that the villain, I forget his name.
Maniac. Maniac or Manic? Manic.
Manic is the girl that lost the.
Is it? I thought he was Manic.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. I think you're right.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. I'm really bad with names.
I'm not the biggest Venom verse.
Yeah. The villain before he turned evil, he's actually a trained soldier too. So he knows Flash Thompson's mentality.
Yeah.
So Eddie Brock is like, let me show you how to do it.
Yeah.
And it's really great. And the ending of this comic wants you to read the next one, which is going to be the last of this.
Yeah.
They're going to close out the series with
Venom Omega.
And I can't wait for it. Can't wait for that final fight and see what happens.
Yeah, it's really cool. I just like the difference between the Venoms. Every one of them's had a connection with Venom. They all have a different outlook on it, and they all just express it differently. I like that kind of thing. I'm more of a story guy than an action guy, but the action is really cool, and always expect the unexpected.
Yeah, and I keep screaming at the world that this is supposed to be what Venomverse was.
You just forget about it. Just don't mention it. But if you don't,
just saying, no. If this was called Venomverse, you would have been okay with it, right? Because it's had touched everybody that's touched Venom in our continuing story.
No, because Spider-Verse was because Spider-Verse in my mind already set a particular bar, and if it didn't meet that bar, it wouldn't have done anything. Because Spider-Verse was everybody became Spider-Man. Everybody had Spider-Man powers. So if you didn't do that with Venom, like everybody has Spider-Man powers, then it's not Venomverse for me.
Oh, okay. So you wanted the way they did it.
Yeah, they set a bar.
The first two issues we're okay, and then it just flatline. Okay.
I never liked Venomverse.
This is good though. This is really good.
It is good.
Next one
is Judas #2. It is written by Jeff Loveness and drawn by Jacob Rebelka.
Oh man, this is so controversial. I read it and I was like, where are they going with this?
Yeah. Because
religion is one of those things that people don't really conversate around because there's never a right and wrong. And as this guy who's spiritual and religious and all that. I always had questions. Is like, is Lucifer really as bad as he's painted in Bibles and books? This lets you ask those questions. He's telling his side of the story because we've always heard it from the other side. And I like the way he says things about God. He doesn't say his name. He's like him.
Yeah, and you know who he is.
Yeah, who he is, and he's like, and then he starts making these points of like what he does to the world, and he's like, who do you think is a greater evil?
Yeah,
and he contradicts him. He puts him left and right. I was like, damn. And then the ending, I never thought of that. Yeah. I don't want to spoil it for you guys because it's one of those things you get to the end and you're like, oh man, can this actually happen? But Roman, Mr. Information guy over here, is telling me that there is some books that the ending of this comic is actually happening. It's actually written down and stuff like that. And I was like,
it is a really good comic, and the devil, for just lack of a better word, or Lucifer, the fallen one, whatever you want to call him, has a very good point. Every story needs a villain, and he points out every villain in major stories within the Bible, and how were they really villains? Like, were they really villains, or did he just make them villains? See, and what's the concept of like free will? Is that really free will, or does he designate you good or bad depending on what he needs?
And I like that they put every single person that comes down the Bible as a hero and a villain. You're like, do you think he wanted to be who in history he is? But now that you say this out loud, religious stuff, I never thought of it as a story. Yeah, because it's usually a way of life or the way you carry yourself.
Yes.
But I never saw it as like one of those fiction stories and stuff like that where you need a villain into it.
I mean, for some people it is fiction. For some people they truly believe, and I'm not,
like I said, it's one of those things you can't really like.
Yeah.
Eventually you're gonna offend somebody.
Yeah, your beliefs are your beliefs. That's fine. But the whole thing with it is the way that I had always seen the Bible was their morality tales to put you on a better path as a person. That's how I've always thought it. Like,
never like a history book, but more of a warning or
like I mean, maybe not the best word, but more like fables. Maybe like a morality tale. Something to like be like that. You can maybe be empathetic, and you can see a point of view that you didn't see before. Exactly. And that's the way I had always seen the Bible, not necessarily as the Word of God. I know some people do view it as that. It's
or a book to live by.
Exactly.
Like the rules and stuff.
Exactly. And that's how I see it.
I mean, I'm one of those that I've served my time as a religious person, been through all the process and everything as Catholicism.
Yep.
And when I got old enough to make my own choices and stuff, there's stuff I believe in, stuff I'd be like, you're kind of pushing it and stuff like that. This comic, each time I read it, and then I went back, I read this actually twice because I was like, man, it makes you question so much other stuff, and it makes you think, okay, this starts making sense. You kind of want to go and see the whole picture again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can't wait to what happens to number 3. It's really good. I am enjoying the series.
It's gonna be a good one to like read monthly, but it's gonna be really good as a graphic novel. I can tell you that just 4 issues, just reading it back to back to back, you might find things that you didn't see just reading it.
True,
from month
and
to month.
usually trade bags that can have like a little extra. From the writers. I can't wait for that because if you read as you read the comic, it gives you Bible verses. It gives you stuff that if this like and stuff. You like
this is the writer does know his stuff. He does know his religious or he does know like some theology. So it's there. It's just maybe a twist that you don't normally see. And like we said at the end is something that is covered in some versions of the Bible. I'm not too sure which ones, maybe the King James. Even in some prayers, there is a line about this, so about the ending of it. So it is very interesting. It's something that you should definitely read, and give us your thoughts in the comments below, because this one I do want to talk about.
When you write about religion, you have to make sure you do your research.
Oh yeah, you got to know.
Because again, people, it's easily offended, or it's one of those topics like
people are gonna challenge.
And it's like, how do you know this? And he's like, I've done my homework. So hey, kudos to the writer. And the art, it's messy, yet speaks volumes.
It fits the book.
It's weird, right?
Tonally, it fits the book.
Like usually, like I said, I'm a big art dude. When it comes down to this art, it reminds me of something like Hellboy, like My Melonia, but I wouldn't like it. But the way when you're reading the story and you listen, when you put it in mind, it fits it really well.
Yeah, the tone is he captures the tone very, very well.
Alright, that's gonna be the ones that we go into detail. We don't have a name for that. It's just the ones we go into. What we come next is gonna be our picks of the week. So me and him usually pick one because we never actually agree on like a pick of the week.
Very few times.
I think it's been like once in the 31 episodes we've done.
I think there's been 2.
Was it?
I think there's been at least twice.
And the first one's gonna be Romans.
Yep. So my pick of the week is gonna be Mr. Miracle number 6, written by Tom King, who we just talked about, and Mitch Gerads, who we just talked about. I might have said his name 3 different ways in this episode. I'm sorry, I kind of bad with names.
Names.
But this is my pick of the week just because we were like starting to talk about. I was like, I should probably save this for right now. The reason I like it is just the word is called the juxtaposition of such a terrible line of things that they're doing, like trying to get to Orion's to the High Father's room. All the things that they're trying to do, and it's bloody, it's gory, it's everything. But what they're talking about is not what's going on. Like
it's like left field.
Yeah, it really does put into perspective kind of how people write gods a lot of the time. How people write gods is kind of frivolous and like not thinking of what's going on in the moment. They're always just like in their own head, and it kind of feels that way. The difference between that is that Mr. Miracle and Big Barda are actually married, and it's kind of sweet what they're talking about, even though and it's showing off like their marriage, how they have 2 very big opposing sides of how they look at things, but how they're willing to make compromise for that, and I like that a lot. And then the ending is just crazy. I mean, we can't talk about the ending. It's sort of like what we were talking about with Judas. Once you give that ending away, it's such a big integral part to what's going to be coming next that it is. You just have to read it.
Yeah, you're right. The whole where they're going through their quest to get to Orion's quarters.
Yeah.
And them having a conversation about frivolous. They're talking about how they want to change their household to make room and stuff like that. That kind of conversation is like, do you really need all those boxes? Do you really need all the stuff on the table? Stuff you have conversations with your girlfriend about when you want to do spring cleaning. But meanwhile, they're killing, they're fighting, they're like just going, and they're bloody, and the art's bloody. And if you're reading the whole series, you know that something is like ominous. Something's there, but you don't know what. And then you have the mentality, okay, Orion's being a dick. Why is he being this way? And I hated the whole process until they throw you that little curveball, and then you get to the ending, and you're like, huh.
Everything that they're arguing about, they're having a little
it's a distraction. Like it's like,
well, it's not necessarily a distraction. There's a reason why they're talking about that. You just don't know what it is until that very last page.
Curveball. That curveball was like,
but
because it questions the whole comic.
What I liked about this comic that was different from all the other ones, there's no splash pages at all.
No,
it's literally just 9 panels each page.
Yeah, because usually they focus on the big fight scene.
Yeah.
Or like a big event.
Yeah.
Or stuff like that. Even the curveball, just a little thing.
It's a throwaway, yeah.
A little smile that Mr. Miracle puts on with the ending. Mm-hmm. Just it got to me. It got to me because he like in the whole line of comics, he's been questioning death. Yeah. He's like, can I escape it? Mm-hmm. I kind of want to die. Yeah. Kind of like that. Uh-huh. And even what was it last issue when he's like, okay, I'm gonna die unless Big Bar says live. Yeah. And the whole ride, that's one of the reasons I didn't pick this as a pick of the week. Yeah. Because the whole ride, you're like, oh, okay, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. I'm concentrating on the conversation they're having. Yeah. It's a lot of little
speech bubbles, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of it. Yeah. And I'm trying to focus on the art because I'm waiting for that cut, that splash thing that never comes. Yeah. And I'm just there and I'm all there and I'm in like, okay, it's like rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling and then it stops. Yeah. And then it hits a wall and you're like, nope, can't handle this. Nah, this ain't for me right now.
It's a very, very good comic.
It is. I'm a fan. I'm enjoying it. Yeah. I was just like, stop messing with my emotions.
And I was so kind of down on Tom King because I didn't like a lot of his stuff to begin with. Like the things that I had really read before. But reading Mr. Miracle and the last few issues of Batman that we've been gushing about the last few issues.
Is he the one writing the Super Friends, whatever? Yeah.
That's the thing is he's really showed me that he is a very, very good writer, and
maybe the stuff before wasn't characters that fit his writing style.
I think he was writing Batman. It was just the way that he was writing it I didn't really agree with. But then again, I kind of joined in like mid arc and something, and that was bad. I kind of should have started from the beginning, which I am going to. I'm going to pick up his graphic novels and stuff like that. I can see that.
Like if you start this mid arc, you're gonna be lost.
You're like, you know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, but if you read the full. You're there. Yeah. And Mr. Miracle is one of those that I don't really know about the character, but it seems like one of those things that would be hard to write. Because he's troubled, he has that clouded past and stuff like that, yet he's in love and the whole...
Well, I mean, that's the thing, is that they've never really written him this way. I've read a few things of Jack Kirby's, the original Fourth World stuff. Mm-hmm. I've read other people that's written the New Gods. Oh man, there was one that was, I think it was written by Jim Starlin, and it was okay, but I just didn't. It was involving everybody, and Mr. Miracle was just a small part. One person that did bring him into a big light was Grant Morrison during Final Crisis. He was one of the ones to kind of overthrow the anti-life equation. So there's something in there. Throughout this whole thing, they haven't really mentioned the anti-life equation, which is Darkseid's means of controlling everybody. It's an equation that pretty much proves that Darkseid is everything, and everything belongs to Darkseid. So it is strange, but I don't know.
It's been a while since they spotlighted him like this, right? Though?
Yeah, this is him having his own series. It's been a very, very long time.
So I'm enjoying it.
Very good read. Pick it up for sure.
But I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed this right here.
Alright, so Tony's pick of the week is Old Man Hawkeye #1, written by Ethan Sachs and drawn by Marco Cecchito.
Sure, let's go with it.
I don't want to say Cecchito. It sounds weird. Cecchito. Marco Cecchito. Okay. I'm going to go with that.
Alright, guys.
Final
answer. One of the biggest reasons that this is my pick of the week because it feels like the original Old Man Logan.
Yes.
The original Old Man Logan is one of the best things that Marvel has made in a very, very long time.
Yes.
And I know they picked it up and they're writing now, which is it's on and off. I've like some issues like with the whole Hawkins and stuff, but this reads like that. The art is great like that. It's like what happens to Hawkeye. Like if you read Old Man Logan, you know what happens to Hawkeye.
Yeah,
and his family.
Yeah, this is a prequel basically to Old Man Logan. And Old Man Logan, kind of spoilers. It's almost a 10-year-old book at this point. Hawkeye dies in the middle of that, so that he's dying. And if you read, I think it's in the first issue, you learn that Hawkeye actually is going blind, but you don't actually know the reason or why he's going blind. This kind of explains it, and this brings in some more wrinkles into the characters.
Yeah, or like like his kid is bad.
Yeah,
but you don't know why she went bad. You don't understand anything because when Old Man Logan started, Red Skull had already taken control of the world, and he already had split up, the places, gave him to the heroes and villains and stuff. This is getting more into depth into that, and you're like, okay, and it's cool because the main villain, which I like, and I don't really like him.
If you write, he's one of those villains. You know what I mean? You write him right, he's gonna be good, but he's not like a total like D-list or F-list kind of.
Oh no,
he is a mainstay, but
I like the way he says it and wraps the comic good.
Yeah,
he's like, it's been a while since I've seen this, and he's like, what? Someone trying to be a hero.
Yeah,
and I was like, huh.
Yeah,
it's like he is trying to be a hero, and of course, it's his quest doing that. And I liked it. It's action packed, yet it follows a story you already know the ending to.
Yes.
But it's giving you so much stuff that you get captivated by it.
Again, it's not about the ending. It's about the journey. Yeah, exactly.
True. It's exactly true for that comic.
And it's the same thing with Old Man Logan. Old Man Logan, you kind of understood what was gonna happen at the end. It ended up not happening the way that you did because Mark Miller likes to do that. He does like to throw that like, nah, you're not gonna get that. You're gonna get something completely different at the very end. But it's not about that. It's always about the journey of like what's going on. How did it get to this point? And this is a really good comic. I did enjoy it. It was on the tops of the list. Should be pick of the week, but then I read Mr. Miracle.
I like it. I mean, Mr. Miracle threw me through a journey, but this one captivated me. Yeah, because I know the ending, but I want to know more. Yeah, I want to be part of the journey with it.
Yeah, I want to know how many issues that's going to be.
I don't know. I hope they don't. I hope they don't make it big.
Yeah,
like 6 issues feels like good. Because like I said, you already know the ending, so there's only so much you could write about.
Yeah, I would say 5 issues, just a good tight 5. Yeah, I hope 5 issues.
I hope they don't try to squeeze it because people like it. Or because like that. Because I hate that that's what they're doing with the Old Man Logan now.
It's a Marvel thing.
Yeah, like Old Man Logan when they remade him now, I thought it was gonna be a small arc.
Yeah.
Just to see what happens, because again, Mark Miller didn't give you the ending you guys wanted, so I wanted to see a little bit more. And then what they did is made it a weekly or a monthly thing.
They made it a monthly thing, and then they brought him into our universe.
Yeah, which I was like, why, man? You took something that people loved, and you're like, we're just gonna give it to you more and not in the way you wanted it.
Yeah, it's every company is guilty of doing that, so we'll see.
But yeah, you guys pick it up. You're not gonna be disappointed. But that's gonna be it for this week's floppies.
Yep.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna try to study on that trade back right there.
Alright, so it is I Hate Fairyland, Volume 1, Matt Lee Ever After, written and drawn by Scotty Young.
Scotty Young is like one of the best artists ever, hands down. I like the art. I like the cutesy, chibi art. I really do. I enjoy it. I have bought so many, what are they called? Alternative covers?
Variant
covers just because of him. I don't even read the comics. I buy the variant covers because it has that cutesy, chibi art. And I know he was a writer. I didn't know about this until someone told me. He's like, hey man, you like Scotty? And so I was like, yeah. He's like, why don't you read his comics? He's like, he has the comics. Like, he has a lot of trade backs, dude.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? So I picked one up.
Yeah.
I went back 2 days later, picked up Volume 2. I went back and picked up Volume 3, which I have a niece, and there's something that she's reading too. I'm not gonna say it's for kids because it is bloody.
Yeah.
They curse, but they don't. They put like cutesy things as curse words.
Yeah.
All right, but before we care, the whole thing about the thing is a little girl one night is wishing to be part of Fairyland, and they grant her wish. They take her wishes like. You go through this quest in this beautiful land, you get to go back home, but you enjoy. It turns out, she's not the smartest apple in the tree, so she's stuck there for 30 years.
Yeah.
and she's gone kind of like insane.
Yeah.
And she just wants to go home because she misses her parents.
Yeah.
So she starts killing Fairyland.
Yeah.
And it's some cutesy little 7-year-old with a hatchet.
Yeah.
And she has a fly. Is it a fly or
yeah, it's a fly. Yeah.
It's a fly as her guardian to the Fairyland.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the Fairyland has rules that if you're a guest there, the high and mighty powerfuls can't touch you.
Yeah.
So she goes around killing, trying to get to the get to the key to send her home.
Yeah.
And it's just her quest there. It's her journey, and it's weird. It's funny. It's bloody. It's has every single fairy tale you wanna.
Yeah.
And they crush it, and it's cool.
It's
plus the art's amazing. I don't want to keep saying that the art is amazing. I love it.
The art is cool. I mean, I've never really had a problem with Scotty Young, except for Marvel really.
Oh yeah,
really.
They put him out there. He him out.
They put him in the spotlight, and for good reason. He's a great artist, but they just do it for variant covers. And when I worked at a comic book shop, they really started to push that, and I did not like that. Not to have him set up or anything. It was I just personally didn't like that. I'm one of the guys that just likes give me one cover of the comic and I'm fine. I hate that DC now does choose.
Oh, I'm the same way that.
Yeah.
And that covers his art.
I just don't care that much, and then it's funny. It's a very funny premise. It's just not my particular cup of tea. No. If I like if I want something to be cutesy, I want it to be cutesy.
But it reads like oh man, I'm so bad with names. The creator invaded him and
Jonas Vasquez
comics.
Well, the thing with Jonas Vasquez is that he doesn't really make it cutesy. He just makes it like weird.
Squeeze kind of cutesy
at points.
Invader Zim has his points,
but Invader Zim wasn't meant to be like a kind of horror thing like he did with Johnny and Squee and things like that.
You have Roman something that does
Roman Dirge.
Or it does Lenore, and that's cutesy.
Yeah, but again,
if you guys like that, you're gonna love this.
Yeah, exactly. It's just totally like I'm not like completely sold on those types. I'm just not like it's not my favorite genre to see something cutesy and then turn it into like gore and just like and like put bad language in it. It's just like it's just not my cup of tea. But it is still good. I will say that it is funny. There's some really funny moments.
It's right off my alley. I like the Johnny Vasquez. I like the Roman
Dirge.
I like the Scotty Young stuff. So this was like made for me.
I didn't necessarily like her, but I liked her little little fly, the smoking fly, because he's always smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, he's like, whatever, I gotta protect you because it's my job.
Exactly.
And you know what I like so much too? She in every single beginning of the issues, she kills the narrator.
Yeah.
And in a weird way.
Yeah.
I love that. She blew up the moon and it was just awesome. But again, not for kids, but if you're in the alley of Jonas Vasquez and Roman Dirge and Scotty Young, you're gonna love this.
Yeah.
It's every single fairy tale of you that you've known, and it's twisted and made violent.
Yeah. I did like I thought that was really funny at the very beginning, where it explains that she gets there and the quest, and it's like normally this would be it's 2 shakes of a whatever. It's basically 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, and it says normally in human hours this would be 2 days, about 2 days. She's been here for 27 years, and I was like, oh, okay, that's funny.
It's funny.
But again, there's some weird things in there. It's just like I could do without it, but it's whatever.
I like this so much that I bought an extra one to do as a giveaway.
Yeah,
I know,
I think it's a good giveaway.
And then to counter that the cutesy and it's my kind of style.
Yeah,
we're gonna give away the tray back, and then we're gonna give away these.
Yep. We're gonna give away.
I don't know if you can see them, but it's
Doomsday Clock #1. It's a lenticular, and then Korshi, I believe is how you say it. The demon or the
Deathless.
Korshi the Deathless.
All right.
So one that we really, really loved last week.
Yeah. So these have been pictures of the week. This screams his taste. I thought it was alright. I mean, if you guys watch him and stuff.
If you're a DC fanboy,
this speaks everything I like.
Yeah.
We even had a conversation with like what kind of book it is.
Yeah.
If it's a warrior's adventure or if it's a was it a spy book?
Yeah, basically a spy book.
So I thought it was really interesting, and I want to put it out in the world. I mean, that's one way you have a conversation with people. Is like, and here you go, read them, think what you think about it. Exactly. And this is just amazing. I just wanted to put it out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good. I think that whoever wins this will enjoy it. It is fun.
But I mean, we are Grimworks, and we do have a sponsorship, and we want to give that away too. Because I mean, we always talk about it. So you're getting the trade back. You're getting the 2 #1 issues, and then it's a what kind of
lenticular.
That kind, and then we're gonna give you one of these. Yeah. They come in colors. These is what we call the controller condoms.
Yes, sir.
They come in different colors. They're for the PS4 and the Xbox. And we're gonna give you one of these, and we're gonna give you 2 pairs of
Fade Grips.
Fade Grips.
And these are actually gonna be. I only have 1 and 1 at the moment, but if you can see this right here, this is the Pro. This is one that I use religiously. I do love it. And again, this is exactly like the Pro, but it's called a Glow. It glows in the dark.
Yep.
Really awesome.
And this is how it looks when you put it all together.
And that's my personal controller. I like the black and green. Come on, people.
Doesn't this look pretty?
It does.
And the rubber stuff, if you drop it or something, protects it. Really good grips. Look at that. You just action ready and play.
Yeah, I know. Since AE's coming out, Street Fighter 5 AE.
Tomorrow.
It's coming out tomorrow, so we gotta get it.
Yeah, and so all you have to do to be part of the giveaway is go down to either our city podcast or Comic Corner and just write a comment. Tell us what you're reading. Tell us what trade bag you like. Tell us if you think Judas is controversial. Do you like the Old Man Logan and stuff like that? Just drop a comment on YouTube and subscribe to us. Yeah. If you're a subscriber, you drop a comment, you're part of the giveaway. And 2 weeks we're gonna do one of those things where you put them in random.
Yeah, we're gonna do a random giveaway for all this stuff. Again, you're gonna get the I Hate Fairyland. This right here. You're gonna get Doomsday #1 lenticular. You're gonna get Koshi the Deathless. You're gonna get one of these
controller
condoms. I'll even give you this green one that I have on my controller, and you'll get 2 pairs of Fade Grips. Maybe one Pro, one Glow. It just depends on what we have at the moment. But we will get you 2 pairs for sure.
But you don't want to wait for the giveaway? You want to get your own controller condom and your own grips? Roman, tell them where they go.
You can go to fadegrips.store. That's right, fadegrips.store. You can get your controller condoms, as we always say, the joystick grips. They actually have one of the cool things. It's actually their... It's called their, what is it called? I have the website actually right here. It's one of their combo packs, and it's called the Game Crate. I like the version 1 because it actually has one of the controller condoms, or we should stop calling controller condoms. One of the...
It's our thing.
Whatever. So controller condoms, you're going to get 3 Fade Grips, which we don't necessarily have, but they are really cool. They come in a lot of different colors. Then you're going to get 2 of the... actually 5 pairs it says of the Pro and Glow, so that's really cool. You get 1 set of the extender grips. Those are really, really cool. Those I actually need for my Destiny. I did bring them with me, of course, but do apologize about that. If you want to get any of this stuff, go to fadegrips.store. You can save 20% off by using our discount code Grimworks. That's capital GRIMMWORKS. You can save yourself 20% off of anything in the store.
Oh yeah, we save you a little bit on the shipping, a little bit on the price, and you help us and we help Fade Grips, and then we like to help you.
Yeah, so, Fade Grips is growing and we want to grow with them.
Yeah, so fadegrips.store. So I'm Grimworks send you. And you can always join us on our social media too. You could be part of the conversation there. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Just search out Grimworks. You'll see us. I mean, you'll be there. We're working on some logos and we're working on expanding everything.
Oh yeah, got some really high quality logos.
Oh yeah, we're trying to upgrade because again we have a little bit more viewers, and again thank you. But if you're not part of the social media, if you're not part of the YouTube, you don't want to join the giveaway, there's always another way to get in hold of us.
That's right. I am an old man. I like email. So you can go ahead and send us an email at citypod88@gmail.com. And in the title, just go ahead and put comics. Just so we know it's for this show specifically.
But yeah, we hope you guys join the giveaway. All right. What we do now is we're going to tell you tomorrow's comics. What we do is give you the big 2, Marvel and DC. We give you all of the listings. And then personally because he's worked in comics, he knows people. He gets all the indies. He shrinks them out for you and tells you what you should read or what's popular to read. You know what's coming out fresh.
Yep.
Go ahead, Roman. Give them to them.
All right, we're gonna start off with Marvel, and it's All New Wolverine number 29, Amazing Spider-Man Venom Incorporated Omega number 1. That is a mouthful. America number 11, Avengers 676, Champion 16, Deadpool versus Old Man Logan number 4, Doctor Strange 384, Generation X 86, Mighty Thor 703, Monsters Unleashed 10, Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man 299, Star Wars 42, Weapon X 13, and X-Men Gold number 20. So that's it for Marvel. Let me get a swig so I can get to DC.
So decent. I mean, I don't know. Marvel's been iffy. I mean, the big stuff I like the Venom and the Old Man Logan.
Yeah.
But their regular stuff has been.
That Avengers one isn't great.
Nah.
And I love Mark Waid, but it hasn't been good for a while. Okay, moving on to DC. Aquaman number 32, Batman 39, Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 number 3, Batwoman number 11, Bombshells United number 10, Damage number 1, Future Quest Presidents number 6, Green Lantern number 30, Green Lanterns number 39, Harley Quinn number 35, Injustice 2 number 18, Justice League 37, Nightwing 37, Super Sons 12, Superman 39, Trinity 17, and Wonder Woman Conan number 5.
Oh, I'm gonna hate myself for saying this, but turns out DC might have some more reads than I want from Marvel.
Yeah. I
think I'm being turned. No!
Yeah, you gotta become a DC fanboy someday. Everybody does. But now we're going to get to independence. Like you said, I do shrink it down a lot into things I think you should read and things that I think a lot of people do read. Adventure Time Comics number 19, Angelic number 5, Copperhead number 18, Dark Fang number 3, Days of Hate number 1, Evolution number 3, Jenny Finn number 3, Kill or Be Killed number 15, Kong on Planet of the Apes number 3. Anything with Planet of the Apes, I kind of put on. Yeah. Planet of the Apes kind of guy. Madman number 5, Pacific Rim Aftermath number 1, Rugrats number 4, Rumble number 2, Star Wars Adventures number 6, Star Wars Adventures Force of Destiny, Hara, Street Fighter Reloaded number 5, Weird Love number 22, Will Eisner Spirit Corpse Maker number 5, and WWE 13.
Alright guys, that's going to be your list for tomorrow. Tell us what you pick up. Tell us what we should read. You know?
Yeah.
There's a lot of trade backs out there that I'm not too familiar with. Tell us, hey man, you guys want to read a good story, pick this up.
Yeah.
Or review something you want to see reviewed by two fools that think they know what they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, if you like any independents that I don't put on the list, go ahead and let me know. I'm always willing to read something. Doesn't mean I'll like it, but it is something that I'm at least willing to actually try out. The same goes for Marvel. I'm not the biggest Marvel guy, but if you suggest something, I'll pick it up. I'll see if I like it.
Alright, so remember, if you want to join the giveaway, you got 2 weeks. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's YouTube/Grimworks. Just leave a comment. Tell your friends. Tell anybody that wants comics and controllers stuff to swag them out. And always, thank you for watching us. We'll be back next week.
Alright. Peace, guys.